Tiffany. How are you today?
All right.
Just all right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have a lot on my plate. I have a lot that's been on my mind recently. Um, there were a couple things that we talked about last session that kind of stuck with me, and I kind of thought about for a bit.
So tell me about it. What stuck with you?
So like my ex best friend had come up, and it's not really something I've talked about. We haven't been friends in 3 years, and she just keeps popping up everywhere. It's really pissing me off, to be honest.
So tell me about it. When you say she keeps popping up, what do you mean? You run into her, or tell me?
No, I haven't seen her since last summer. I ran into her once since we stopped being friends.
Yeah.
And that was just because somebody she knew was on my unit. So I literally opened the front door to my unit and whoop, there she is.
Yeah, so she didn't know you were there and vice versa.
No, she had no idea. And I had no idea she was going to randomly show up. So that was awkward. No conversation, nothing. Literally haven't talked to her in 3 years. But people keep saying, oh yeah, I heard this was going on in Ashley's life. And stuff like that. And it's just, why the fuck are you telling me this?
Well, is it okay? I mean, so tell me about that.
Like,
well, so how does that make you feel when people talk about her?
It's annoying because like she shouldn't still be relevant to my life. So why are we still talking about her? Like, we haven't been friends since 2015. Why is she still somebody that people ask me about, or especially people that see me on a regular basis? Like, why are you coming up to me and just telling me random things about her? Like, that's great for her. I have no ill will towards you. I hope your life is going great. I hope that you're getting everything that you ever want out of life. But I don't care to be a part of it. I don't particularly need to know about it.
So tell me a little bit why things have to be so black and white. Why does it have to be like, that's it, you're cut out of my life forever?
I don't believe in half-assed relationships. I spent a lot of time with people that were friends but not really friends during my teenage years. It's like the beginning of like when I first turned like 20, 21. And it just, they weren't really relationships that were healthy or beneficial to anybody, or they just weren't good relationships to have.
Tell me a little bit about that. Why weren't they healthy?
Because we didn't do anything. Like, we encouraged nonsense for each other. Like, we would, for whatever reason, like, the group of people I was hanging out with it was cool to not have a job, sit around, be bums, get drunk all the time. And when you did have a job, oh, this is whack, like, we never see you, like, this up there, but, like, I'm doing things to better my life. Why are we not encouraging this? Why is this not something that we're encouraging each other? Why are we encouraging each other to sit around and run down apartments and in sketchy neighborhoods, drinking 40s and acting stupid? Like, cool, that sounds great every other weekend or something, like, or once a month or something. But for that to be, like, something that's considered fun 6 out of 7 days of the week with 1 day of recovery, it wasn't really healthy. And
so is it okay to just say that it's fair that you sort of outgrew your friends? And
yeah, I definitely outgrew that group of people.
And you said this other friend, where did Ashley fit into that? Did she outgrow that group of friends too, or?
Well, Ashley and I had a long-standing friendship. We became friends in like 6th grade.
Right.
We became super close in like 8th grade, and by the time 9th grade hit, like, we were attached at the hip. Like, we didn't see one of us without seeing the other one.
Well, and was that okay with you?
No, it was totally fine. Like, we were insanely close, and that was totally fine with me. Like, I valued our friendship. Like, I kind of viewed her in a light that I didn't really view any of my other friendships. Like,
well, and that's okay. Don't you think that's pretty normal for?
Yeah, it's
that's a pretty normal, you know, if there's such a thing as normal. I'm not saying
it's not normal, but like, my friendship with her couldn't really be compared to our friendship with other people, because they were kind of people that were brought into us.
So she was that super tight, okay.
Yeah, and like, we never really fought, never really got mad at each other or anything like that. But I think like the resentment started to set in when I stopped hanging out with that group of people
Okay.
when we graduated from high school, and that was kind of something that she wanted to continue to do. And then when I moved away for school,
Right.
I think she kind of resented me for that too, because she didn't want to continue going to school. She didn't really know which direction she wanted to go in, and I didn't. I kind of just like, according to her, I came out of nowhere, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm moving to Jersey to further my education."
Okay.
So she told me that she like felt kind of left behind. And I could kind of understand that, but in the same token, I'm not going to stay in the same town forever when my dreams and my goals are taking me elsewhere. Like, I'm going to follow my goals. It's not that I'm leaving you behind. It's just I'm going away for a little bit to focus on me, and then I'm coming back.
Okay.
So I think like at that point, like our relationship had kind of started to change a little bit, and like we didn't like really talk often, and that was totally okay with me. I'm not sure how she felt about it, but when I went home, everything was the same, like attached at the hip. She basically lived at my house for every weekend that I came home, every vacation that I was home, and stuff like that. And then like,
and did she go to school?
She eventually started hair school.
Okay.
She tried the whole BCC community college type thing.
Yeah.
And she just wasn't in it. She didn't know what she was actually in school for or what she actually wanted to do. So she like kind of dropped out and took some time to herself to really figure out what she wanted to do with the rest of her life. And I like was totally with it. I was there for her as much as I could be and whatnot. But I thought that our friendship was fine. Like we started to kind of get a little bit agitated with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to like send her home because she would literally just live at my house whenever I was
home.
And it's like I am a people person, but to a certain extent, I'm an introvert with extroverted tendencies. I like to say.
Okay.
Like I love my alone time. I love being by myself. I love just sitting down with a book and just reading for hours on end. And she just required a lot of attention.
Okay.
I know it makes me sound bad, but like she needed a lot of attention. And I was so exhausted from being social sometimes. I literally just need to go back into my shell and recoup for a bit. So like she started to get frustrated with that. And then I was like, I don't know. She one of our close friends introduced her to her current boyfriend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we had been friends with this kid for a while before they had even kind of started dating.
Yeah.
And him and I had a pretty close relationship. Like we're anime nerds. We like the same type of music. We like the same type of books and stuff like that. So like we really vibed on stuff like that. But like before they even started dating, or she had even like made it known to him that she had a thing for him, we had a conversation about what my relationship with him was, because she didn't want to go after somebody if she thought I was into him, which is which is cool. Like that's what friends do. Like we talk about shit like that. So we had this conversation before they started dating, that we're just friends. Like that's a close male friend of mine. I have no interest in him. He's kind of like a brother, like stuff like that. Like just like my other male friend that introduced him. Like we've been friends for like 10 years and never been any interest, whatever. Males and females can be friends without there being any interest. So I thought everything was cool. They were dating. It was like a year into it. And then out of nowhere, it was just like, you need to give us some space. You're not really respecting my relationship. You're spending too much time with my boyfriend. You're doing this, that, the third. And I was really like blown away, because it's just, what the fuck are you talking about and where did this come from? So like I tried to have that conversation with her, like again, like, you know, I've never had an interest in your boyfriend. That hasn't suddenly changed. Jordan and I are literally just friends. Like, I don't know what you want from me. And then it started turning into, oh, well, you're too clingy. You always want to hang out with me. You always want to do this, the third. And it's just, I literally go days without talking to you, so I have no clue what you're talking about. Like, I'm perfectly cool being on your own. I think at that time I had like hit her up like 2 or 3 days in a row, because like I had found out my grandmother, who had been cancer free for 15 years, had suddenly developed ALS. They thought she had had a stroke. It wasn't a stroke. It was her ALS symptoms coming through. So that was like a bombshell that was dropped, and my family was going through a lot of shit that time, and I wanted comfort, but I didn't want it from the people in my household. Like, I wanted my best friend. So, like, maybe 2 or 3 days in a row, I'd hit her up like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And like the first day, like, she was totally cool. The second day, like, she could apparently only spare me an hour, whatever. Cool. I just need some time out of my house. And then the third day, she was like, I really don't have this time to dedicate to you. And it was just kind of like a what the fuck moment, because like, I'm supposed to be your best friend. I'm actively like seeking support or something, anything really, and you're kind of like making it seem like more than it really is. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with a best friend seeking out their best friends for support when they're struggling. So like, her boyfriend had hit me up or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, that she reacted that way, and if you ever need anything, like, you know, you can just let me know. Like, I'll always be here for you. Like, she's just struggling with school, and she's just stressed out, and that's kind of why she reacted the way she did." And I don't know what their conversation was about that text message, but she like accused me of seeking comfort in her boyfriend because she wouldn't be there for me or something. And it was just I really don't, even if I had sought him out to like hang out or something, what's the big deal? Jordan and I have been friends longer than you two have been together. What is the big deal here? But I wouldn't do that because I know how you feel about my friendship with Jordan. I would not actively seek him out like that. Like, I've kind of taken steps back from my friendship with him for the sake of your insecurities in your relationship. So why are we making this such a huge deal? So like, that time got like really, really rocky in our friendship, and then like, there was 2 or 3 weeks later after that, I was hanging out with my other best friend Kevin, and we were at his house, and Ashley and I hadn't really been speaking. I kind of taken a step back because it's like, I don't want all this unnecessary tension for absolutely no reason. So I'm just going to take a step back and give you your space so that you can calm down. So I was hanging out with Kevin. I hadn't talked to her in literally like a week. And I guess she hit him up to like go to her cousin's house for a fire or something. And he was like, "Yeah, like, it's just me and staying at the house. Like, if you want to come pick us up, whatever." And she was like, "Oh, I was kind of hoping it would just be you. I don't want to be around today because I'm walking on eggshells around her, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to be around her." And like, the funny thing was I had literally just hit her up. Like, I had texted her like literally 2 hours before that just to say like, "Hey, hope school and everything's going well." And we had a brief, but I thought decent conversation. So then to find out from our other friend that you don't want to be around me because I'm causing you to walk on eggshells and everything, it was just kind of like a shock to me. Like, I don't know what universe I'm in or why I'm here, but this is not how I thought things were going to play out. So like, after that, I kind of left, and I was like, "Kevin, if you want to go, you can go." And he was just like, "Nah, like, I'm hanging out with you." So we went to my house, whatever, and I hit her up, and I was just like, "So I don't know what's going on or why you're so upset, but I think that given the amount of time we've been friends, we should definitely talk about this, because this is kind of like taking our friendship down the path that I don't really understand or particularly care to be a part of." And like, she was like, "Oh, well, you're the one with the problem. You're the one that's mad at me. This and the third." Kind of like she was like projecting her.
Alexa, shut off the timer.